All right, what's up, guys? So we got FOMC live. We're going to be checking the market, see how they react. So I've tried to set up the stream, right? And I had a lot of trouble with the camera, microphone. Everything just completely shut down. So I'm a little bit late, but I'm more interested in trading the reaction to the FOMC and not the actual FOMC, right? So not the actual event in in of itself. So what I'm interested in is looking at how the markets actually react to the news. So what I want to check is I want to look at the two sites that I'm using when I'm looking at the fundamental news events, right? And that is Financial Juice and Daily FX. So we're going to be checking that out. By the way, guys, if is the microphone working? Everything's working. The quality, you can see everything. All right, where's the site at? Let me open everything. So I had to kind of restart. I had to restart everything. My plan was to start this a little bit earlier, but now I'm here. So we're looking at a Financial Juice. We're going to be checking what the FOMC. What the hell? That's not good. Let's look at the economic news calendar. All right, so do we have anything? Let's see. Do we have anything? Oh, come on. Yeah, so we had as expected, and what's interesting here is the Fed interest rate, the press conference. So one idea that I traded last time was to whatever move we have had during the actual Fed interest rate decision. What I did was I wanted to fade that during the press conference, which is going to be in 30 minutes. So this is something I back tested, right? And it works surprisingly well. So what I did was we looked at the reaction, right? The first reaction. So what we want to do is we want to fade the initial reaction. So let's look at Bitcoin right here. Now, yeah, so we're getting not much of a direction, I guess. So let's look at the 1 hour. Obviously, around events like this, we're going to have huge amount of volatility, lots of added volatility. And you'll see right here with the current 1 hour candle that we got strong wicks to the upside and strong wicks to the downside as well. And one of the trade ideas that I was looking at, and we were covering this in the community, was an idea to perhaps go long on a break and retest of the 50% right here. Now, obviously, I'm not interested in going long right now with the FOMC just being released 3 minutes ago. The interesting thing is what happens during the press conference. What are they saying during the press conference? That's something we want to be looking at. So if I'm sounding a little bit distracted, it's because I'm trying to pick up through different sources what actually is going on right here. All right, so according to the statement, according to the statement, the Fed is basically letting the market know that they're aware of that they have tightened, like the amount of quantitative tightening they're doing right now is quite a lot, and that also suggests that they're probably prepared to go a little slower ahead if needed. So obviously you see Financial Juice here acting up. It's probably because they're and you can see right here it says Fed. It also says we are ready to change policy as needed. And the war in Ukraine is putting national upward pressure on inflation. I think like first initial comments here is like this is obviously a comment that is bullish for the market. Man, I'm getting so many alerts here. And this is the statement. If you want to go and check this out, You can check it out right here. This is the actual statement directly from the Federal Reserve. I'm going to drop that in the comment. It's always good to go directly to the source and kind of look at what they're saying here. So let's actually look at the statement right here. Recent indicators points to modest growth in spending and production. Job gains have been robust in recent months, and the unemployment rate has remained low. Inflation remains elevated, reflecting supply and demand imbalance related to the pandemic, higher food and energy prices, and broader price pressure. Well, no shit. Russia's war, tremendous human economic hardship. The committee seeks to achieve maximum unemployment and inflation at the rate of 2% over the long run. Listen, that's going to take a long time. It's going to take a very long time to get back to that 2% inflation target. In support of these goals, the committee decides to raise the target range for the federal funds rate to 3 to 3.75 to 4%. All right. The committee anticipates that ongoing increases in the target will be appropriate in order to attain a stance on monetary policy that is sufficient restrictive to return inflation to blah, 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 blah. So trying to find some interesting stuff here that might have a effect on the markets. Right. So the committee is strongly committed to returning inflation to its 2% objective. So throughout almost all press conference and then basically all their statements, they have been very clear on the fact that they will keep on being aggressive with taming inflation, right? But here they're saying we are ready to change policy as needed. That's not really telling us much. Let's look at the Fed swaps downgrade the likelihood of a 75 basis point rate hike in December. So that's interesting. The market might be pricing in a decrease in the amount that they're going to raise hike rates in December. That is arguably bullish. So let's look. So now one scenario. So you can obviously see here that price is still relatively high, right? Price has bounced quite nicely. By the way, guys, I do appreciate all of you joining. If you could hit that like button, that would be very much appreciated. And yeah, so prices obviously moving bullishly out of this FOMC right here. Now, what I'm thinking is the press conference might just turn everything around, right? If Powell comes out and says that he's still, if he says that he's still very committed to raising hiking rates, then we might see a dump, right? And I guess that would be my trade here, right? The idea that we want to fade the initial move, and that kind of makes sense. And the idea is to fade that move at the beginning of the press conference, and we would obviously want to do that on the lower time frame. So we're going to be doing some TA on the very low time frames, the 1 minute and the 15 minute, right? And this will all be traded on PrimeXBT. So you should definitely, if you haven't already, if you want to support what I'm doing, because PrimeXBT is also sponsoring these live streams, you should sign up to PrimeXBT. You can find the link in the description below. And if you are signing up with a new account, a newly fresh account, I will be able to hand you some good 10% discount codes if you're interested. Not discount, but deposit bonus codes. So this is the 5-minute. God damn it, it looks ugly. All right, so the 1 minute. This is the move that we want to fade. When do we want to fade it? I don't know. But the first thing that kind of comes to mind is, obviously we have many minutes until we're going to trade this, but something that kind of comes to mind is the weekly open and the monthly open. This was something that I traded last time around. Last time we had the FOMC, and that worked out quite well actually. I remember shorting the weekly open down to the monthly open. This will be a quick scalp, and it will probably be a low risk to reward trade, this one right here. But that it's something to watch. We're going to be keeping some alerts on Bitcoin to kind of keep us updated on what's going on. By the way, guys, I'm looking to upgrade my camera. I'm looking for a new camera to be used in live streams, so I'll be able to record more videos on YouTube for you guys as well. If you have any recommendations on a good DSLR camera, if you might be experiencing that, let me know if you have any good ones. Currently, I'm looking at the EOS 200M, the Canon EOS 200M, and yeah, that's has nothing to do with trading, but whatever. Let's look at the S&P 500. So the S&P 500 has a fairly clean, like you could see how it's obviously Bitcoin moves with the S&P 500 in this case, and it's not because the S&P 500 and Bitcoin is correlated in just because they're correlated to each other. It's because they're both risk on assets, right? So in a risk on environment, we're seeing Bitcoin and risk assets like the stock market, which is the S&P 500, obviously move bullishly. We also see the ADJPY move quite bullishly in a risk-on environment as well, which because of this looks like we had a push higher on ADJPY as well. Now let's look at the USD pairs. Now the USD pairs should be we should be seeing some sort of rejection here on USD pairs, which is obviously what we're getting right here, because as opposed to risk-on assets rallying, we do see USD, the currency of the American people, which is the United States dollar. That's what I'm trying to say. Moves down when risk assets move up. USD is a safe haven asset. Most of you probably know this, but it's worth repeating because this the relationship between the currencies and the risk off and risk on sentiments is very important to keep notes of. Now, so it's very clear what's going on here. The market liked whatever the FOMC is saying. The statement from the FOMC, they like that. The market liked this, right? So we're seeing Bitcoin rallying. We're seeing risk assets and etc. Rallying right here. So we're still keeping our eye on Bitcoin right here. Looking at the very low time frames right here. Still keeping this range above right here. Remember, we're looking to short this. We're looking to fade this move, and that's what we're gonna do. By the way, guys, if you like what I'm doing, if you appreciate these live streams, and I'm gonna try to do more live streams like this one where there is a major news event, I'm gonna jump on and I'm gonna care more about what price is actually doing on the chart, because you know me, I'm a 100% technical trader. My system is based on technical analysis and not fundamental analysis, but I do appreciate the fact that fundamental analysis do drive the markets, right? So it's important to check and see how the markets actually react to the news. And there is, of course, a lot of added volatility around these events, and if you're able to catch these moves, you can get in a couple of good trades. Now, do I recommend that you build a career around trading the FOMC? Absolutely not. Remember that the trades I'm taking here is very low risk, because yes, the risk to reward can be quite high, but the win rate on scalps like this one is obviously much lower. For me, this is just a honestly, like for me, this is just a fun thing to do. I'm not really doing this as an organized strategy where I'm looking to, make a lot of money. I'm just doing it because I think it's fun, basically, doing these live streams and putting in a scalp or two While we wait for the actual press conference, if you do want me to watch anything or you have any questions on anything, let me know. While we do wait for Bitcoin to perhaps give us a couple of alerts, we can look at a couple of failed trades that I took today. Why not? Euro GBP. Well, actually, almost took out bar stops right here. I'm really. Oh man, I'm just waiting for this one to. Did we get stopped on this one? Maybe we did because of the volatility around the event. Maybe we did get stopped out on this one. I don't know. But that was a short that I entered. Actually, I entered order on this one yesterday, but I got failed on this morning. Let's look at CAD CHF. Got stopped out on that one, unfortunately. Well, it is what it is. Currently, this week I'm down. This week with the GBP trade I took last week, I'm down. Well, actually, I'm at break even. So I'm at break even. We had GBP JPY being a 2R. 2R. Yes, I had GBP JPY being a 2R winner, and then I had one loser, and then CAD CHF was a loser. If this one is a loser as well, I'm down 1R this week, which would be 1% of my trading capital. Bitcoin is moving. Let's see what Bitcoin got. What's Bitcoin doing? All right, so it looks like it's perhaps moving even higher. Now that's interesting. That's very interesting. So let's see if we can actually break this. It kind of looks like we have a low time frame. It's very low time frame range is a 1 minute. What if we go to the 1 second chart? Look at this. This is the 1 second chart. Let's trade the 1 second chart. Why not? No, why not? The 1 second chart. Man, it looks ugly. It looks really bad. And I'm on FTX here on the BTC perp on FTX. I think that has a fairly amount of volume. Let's look at Bybit. How's Bybit looking? Well, I think it perhaps looks a little bit cleaner. Maybe. Let's see. Let's keep with the FTX chart right here. So this is the 1 second. I feel just retarded looking at the 1 second chart, but whatever. I've never traded the 1 second chart. Never traded the 1 second chart. I think this is weird. You should not do this. You should probably never even watch the 1 second chart. But what's happening here is, I guess if you're keeping notes on, you probably need to know when, if I have my watch, I can see when the 1 minute candle is closing, and you kind of have to keep that take that into consideration. What's interesting with going down into the 1 second chart, which might not be interesting at all, is you obviously get a structure. Let's look at the 30, like the 5 second. Yeah, let's look at the 1 second. So if you're looking into 1 minute, obviously it makes more sense, looks better. It's not looks weird as 1 minute. I mean, 1 second. So this is the 1 minute, and it looks just obviously better, more easy to trade. But I guess there's some logic between switching between the 1 minute and the 1 second, because you're actually getting a structure on the 1 second right here. But nobody trades the 1 second, so why should I even look at that one? Anyway, we have this range right here. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to put alerts above and below this range, and we're going to start to kind of formulate a setup. Now, the question is, will I take this setup? And remember, we have the Fed the press conference in about 30 minutes. Let's look at the financial juice right here. Let's see, what do we have right here? What do we have right here? Trade is now pricing in a 50 basis point hike in December as the most likely Fed move. Now, remember that before the FOMC today, traders were looking at a 75 basis point hike and not a 50. So obviously now it seems like the market is pricing in a more bullish scenario, basically. And by the way, sign up to my newsletter. You can find it in the description below. It's also on Twitter, my profile on Twitter. It's a free newsletter getting sent out every Friday. I work a lot on that newsletter. I try to give you guys as much educational content as possible for free. And I got some really cool announcements in the upcoming newsletter. So we're working we're working on a lot in the background. We're setting up the RLZTrading.com website where you're going to be able to gain access to the RLZ Trading Room community. Most of you probably already know that I have my trading program up and running. It is a 2-month trading program where I basically teach the member of the community, the member of the program, everything I know about trading. I teach you my RLC Slingshot system that I'm trading, how I'm trading it, how I developed it, and how you can adjust it to your own liking, your own, do your own back testing. I teach you how to journal, how to back test, the trading psychology of things, everything that has to do with my trading. And also at the end of the program, I'm working on setting up a thing where I'm teaching you about all the different online prop firms, so you can use the knowledge in the course, build up a solid framework. And then if you don't have the funds necessary to make money trading your own money, you can do these trading challenges. And there's actually a couple of prop firms out there which gives you you need to make 10%, and there's no time limit, so you can make that 10% in how long ever you want, right? And I don't want to disclose what prop firm I'm talking about. I'm currently doing the challenge myself, but I want to talk to the management of that prop firm before I kind of start recommending it to other people. But the RLC Trading Room is getting launched this month, very shortly, where you will gain access to my trading, my Discord server with, of course, all the trades I'm taking, why I'm taking them, where I'm taking them, and how. I also have daily market updates for all the members, and I basically give you guys everything that I'm doing in the markets on a daily basis. And it's so much more than trading. It's trading psychology and whatever happens around the life of a trader, right? So we see futures price in a terminal effective Fed rate 4.97. Futures indicate that traders believe that the Fed will raise rates by 75 basis points at its December meeting. All right, 75 basis point, now 50 basis point. But that's futures though. So Fed swaps downgrade the likelihood of a 75 basis point. All right, so the Fed press conference is starting in about 6 or 7 minutes or so. So I'm just going to read a comment here. Just give me a second here. I'm going to read a comment for the Fed and see if I can kind of digest it for you guys, see if we can put it into, do anything interesting with it in terms of kind of getting to understand what our next trade will be here on Bitcoin. All right, so nothing new here. It's interesting here to note that, all of this is because of COVID, most likely, right? This is, most of what we're seeing now with inflation and recession, obviously recession because of how they're trying to battle inflation, but inflation obviously was caused, I guess, by the printing of money during COVID, right? So COVID obviously hurt a lot of people. It was a shitty situation. Central banks were printing a lot of money to help the economy when they were basically shutting down the economy, which caused inflation, right? And now they're trying to battle inflation. But remember, like the COVID crisis were like 2 years ago, right? 2 years ago, even more, 2.5 years ago when it all started, right? So it just goes to show how slow the economy is and how what lag there is in the economy. So fighting inflation is taking a very, very long time. The decision that the FOMC, that the Fed makes now, and the decision that they take today will probably not have effect until 6 months down the road. So there's an extreme lag here. So whatever decision they make now, it's not like they're gonna have immediate effect right here. Right, so we got 5 minutes to the press conference. I should probably log into PrimeXBT. If you haven't already, remember to hit that like button. It really does help the channel, and it activates that YouTube algo to bring more people into the stream and to grow the channel. All right, so we got Bitcoin right here, BTC USD. We are looking for a sell. We're looking for a sell. Let's see, we got we are selling around 1 Bitcoin. The stop loss, are we going to put the stop loss around at around what's the price up here? That's let's do 20,770. Let's first put it there, see what happens. 770. So on this one, I don't know what I'm gonna risk here. It's gonna risk maybe 200. So that would be a four Bitcoin position, I think. And the take profit here would be 2496. 2496. So if we look at current prices, this is what the trade would look like. Stop loss is 2770 and take profit is 2496, like that. Now we need probably to see some type of confirmation. I would love to get some good confirmation up around this area here. So it kind of seems like we're about to break out here. Let's look at the high time frames. Let's see what type of let's mark out a couple of resistance areas right here. Get that one right there. Then we have another one here. Another one here. Let's look at the 1 hour. So we should have one here as well. We should move this one to that wick and probably have another one here. So we're going to go back to the 1 minute. So that's some type of reaction up here. So hitting that first level, I like that. So the press conference is starting in about 30 seconds. And the whole idea is to see if we can fade the initial move. I have to is the stop loss still at 2077? Yes, 2077. Let's move it up here. All right. So from all the comments on, like we're looking at the financial news, everything kind of tells me that it's probably like our only hope for this to work out is for Powell to come out and be quite aggressive with his speech here and say that we are going to do everything we can to stop inflation. We're going to do everything in our power to and we're not going to slow down until we see significant changes in the economy. And I'm not sure if we've seen that. It all depends on what his comments are going to be. See if I can. Right, here we go. Here we go. Let's go to financial news right here. That is the press conference right there. All right, so Bitcoin. Where is Bitcoin? Right here. All right, so one minute closing. Where's the stop loss? We want to have stop loss now. We want to stop loss above, probably above that one right there. So, god damn it. Come on, man. Let's wait for this 1 minute close. All right, I'm going to drop it right here. So I'm going to sell right here. All right, I'm in. So that's my entry right there. Now my stop loss is, I did not enter a stop loss on this one, so I'm going to modify the position, and I'm going to put the stop loss. The take profit is at the monthly open, and the take profit is going to be, I mean the stop loss is going to be up here, while the take profit is the monthly open. That's the idea. All right, so I'm just waiting a little bit. Actually, let's put it a little bit higher. All right, that's the stop loss. All right, let's see what to get. So the whole idea is to, all right, what's the take profit? 2496. 2496, really? Wait, that's stop. 2496. 2496. Right there. And we're gonna move stops down when this alert right here goes off. So right now the 1 minute trend is obviously quite bullish. So but then, like, oh man, this is I'm I really don't like trading like this. This is something I do only for fun when there's an FOMC event. I mean, when there's an interest rate decision, when there's basically a FOMC, right? And the whole idea is to fade the initial move when the press conference starts. It doesn't work out all the time, but it actually has an interesting win rate, right? All right, come on, dump. What are we getting? All right, so this is right. Okay, so we got some stuff we can This one right here, this is a bearish comment, right? This is obviously a bearish comment which says we are firmly committed to lowering inflation and we have resolve. Well, okay, we have resolve. Without price stability, there will be no sustained strong labor market. This, however, right here, the US economy has slowed significantly since last year. Now, that is telling us that the US economy has slowed down, and that would be cause for not raising hikes as much. The labor market remains unstable. Recent inflation data has been higher than expected once again. That's bearish. Long-term inflation expectancy remains stable. God damn it, man. Say something that makes sense. Let me not get stopped out from my Bitcoin long. Could you just tell me that you're gonna just raise hike a lot, like hike rates a lot, and just not be. Don't do this to me, man. Come on, you're gonna say something. So what I want him to say now is, what's up, man? What's up, Tanner? Teher. I'm sorry, man. I'm completely butchering your name. Sorry about that, but welcome. Not cause for complacency. So it kind of tells me that they're gonna be aggressive. They're gonna, they're gonna make sure they don't fuck this up. And what I mean by fuck this up is that they're gonna make sure that they don't do anything stupid like not. All right, slowing the pace of rate hikes will become necessary at some point. Well, no shit. Really? Really? Do you think? What I'm thinking here is, if they're kind of saying that they're not gonna be stupid and not raise hike rates, they're not gonna stop too early. The ultimate level of rates will be higher than previously expected. The ultimate all right, so I'm thinking, are they saying that the highest point is going to be higher than expected, or are they perhaps saying that the 2% mark is going to be higher than what they previously expected? What's the market reaction to this? Well, fuck me, look at that. I love this guy, this Powell guy. I want to make him my friend, like my trading buddy. He can just sit here beside me. We'll have these press conference together. He'll say stuff like Bitcoin is the future of the economy, and shit like this happens. Boom, we got target. All right, I'm not going to be swearing and screaming live because YouTube doesn't like that. That's probably better suited for another platform. But look at that, guys. We are in target. I made nice. I made 1K on that one. It's pretty cool. So yeah, obviously I made 1K, and I did risk more than I said I was going to risk in the beginning. But there you have it, guys. That's the trade. We fade the initial move. That's how we do it, and everything kind of worked out perfectly, right? Kind of think it did work out quite nicely. So this is a very, very simple strategy. You wait for the FOMC. The initial reaction to the interest rate decision announcement. You want to fade that during the during the press conference, right? And I guess I'm done here. This is basically what I wanted to show you. But what the react, like, this is very normal. This stuff right here is very normal. We can go back to and this is exactly what I did last time we had this, right? Last time we had this, we saw a huge reaction, and then we faded that initial move. Because how often don't you see this? I mean, you see prices pumping from news, and then boom, is retracing all the way back down. It happens almost all the time, right? And a great way to take profits and perhaps entries is the weekly open and the monthly open. And in this case right here, if you look at the 4 hour, the monthly open comes in at the pretty decent area right here. So for me, it's quite simple to just use that monthly open area as a target. You can kind of see here how price is hovering around that monthly open area right here. You have a fairly solid support area right here with the monthly open going straight through it, and then you have price bouncing on the monthly open, and that's where we took profit. So yeah, happy with that one. And now you know a very simple strategy on how you can trade the FOMC. And obviously you don't need to understand the news to trade this strategy right here, but it would be a good idea to kind of check the comments from the press conference to make sure that they're not completely against your idea, right? If Powell were to come out here and say something insanely bullish, then you would just close that position, right? If you would have the time to do so. So now that we have one successful scalp, maybe we should take another one and lose that one, and then we would do some revenge trading and we'll give back all the profits. I mean, why not? Why not? Yeah, let's wow, I'm getting so many alerts right here. Holy shit. Let's go through the markets here. Let's see if we have anything going on here. It does seem like your GBP got stopped out here, unfortunately. So that is not the best week in trading. These two setups right here did not work out as expected. Bitcoin, if you look at Bitcoin right here, you see that the current 4-hour candle has a strong wicks to both the downside and the upside. It's going to be very interesting to see where this 4-hour candle closes, because if it does close above the weekly open, I would argue that is quite powerful. That's a sign of strength, definitely. And if that happens, I mean, you gotta remember that if you're looking at Bitcoin, so what I'm doing here is, by the way, you see this indicator right here. If you've been following me for a while, you know that I usually have the EMA plus, the high time frame EMA indicators up here. And what I've done now is I'm only using this indicator right here because I'm able to have the high time frame EMAs on the chart in that indicator, so you can see them right here. Now what I'm going to try to do is incorporate the weekly open and the monthly open into that indicator as well. It's going to be amazing, guys. Like, we're going to have one indicator, and all I have to use when trading is one indicator. Now that has kind of been a dream of mine, to have just one indicator. Of course, we can't incorporate the stochastics as it is in the indicators. You'll have to add the stochastics RSI. However, I'm interested in adding some indications into the indicator that tells me where the stochastics is. But the way I'm trading using the stochastics is I'm looking for these rounded bottoms, the rounded tops. There's a lot of visual discretion that kind of comes in when using the stochastics RSI in my trading. But it's absolutely beautiful to be able to do all of this with one indicator that also gives me long and short signals. So these longs and short signals would just give me an idea of where the good trades might be. And all of this is going to be forwarded into the Discord channel, as you can see right here. So all the short and all the long signals, and as you can see right here, it says the beta version right here, but not in very long time. It's going to be released as the full final version, and you're going to get every possible setup on my system right into this channel on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the altcoins available in PrimeXBT, and all the minor, major, and exotic pairs in the Forex market as well. You don't want to miss that. So it seems like from the comments that I can read, I'm reading through different channels here, having different fundamental trading people give notes on the speech, and it seems like the press conference is getting more hawkish, and basically hawkish when it comes to central banks, when you talk about dovish and hawkish, you talk about hawkish being high, and because a hawk flies high and a dove is flies low, I guess, on the ground, is picking shit. And hawkish means higher, interest rates being probably higher. So it does seem like it's getting more and more hawkish. Obviously, I can't watch the live press conference right now because I'm having the live stream with you guys, but we can go through the comments. We moved on rates at a historically quick pace. Data suggests that we may eventually move to higher levels than we anticipated at the September meeting. Data suggests we may eventually move to higher. Okay. Now speed is less important. There's a lot of uncertainty, which is why we will consider policy lags and cumulative level. What's the market saying? Well, looking at this price action right here, I think we timed that trade just perfectly. But now we're actually getting another opportunity here. We're actually getting another opportunity on Bitcoin right here with this this rejection at the weekly open. So that is probably what we're going to do. We're going to be watching Bitcoin on the 1 minute. We have the 1 hour 1 minute closing in 9 seconds. Where's the stop loss going to be? We're going to be shorting this based on that candle as well. So we're going to be waiting for the next one, and we're going to be shorting right now, and we're going to be putting in a stop loss, and that stop loss will be at 2680. Stop loss at 2680. And take profit again would be the monthly open at 2494. 2494. Right. So if this one gets stopped out, I'm giving back about half of what I made on the last trade. And if this is a stop out, I got to take a step back. I'm probably not going to do that, but I should. But I'm not going to do that because I am such a retard when I start scalping. I can't stop. It's like the most addictive drug, especially when it works. It's like when it works, you're like, nice, you know. When it doesn't work, you know, it's just you don't want to. All right, let's go. A 1.7 trade kind of makes sense for scalp. Not with the win rate of these trades though, but well. So I have on my left I have PrimeXBT open, and I'm shorting this on TradingView. It has very similar prices right now, and the structure is obviously just the same. So I'm watching both windows right here to try to make any sense of this. But if this is a winner, it would be just absolutely fantastic. If that alert gets hit right there, I'll move my stops to. I'll move my stop just slightly lower to kind of minimize the risk on this one, because you know if price does this and then moves higher, there's a fairly high chance that it's going to continue higher, right? So let's see what happens right here on PrimeXBT. It looks fairly good. Starts to move lower right now. We got the 1 minute candle closing in 30 seconds right here. So far so good. If the 1 hour candle could close like this, that would be quite good. So let's hope that we get something like that going. Now let's look at the what do we have in terms of FOMC. We must use our tools forcefully but thoughtfully. Forcefully, yes, I like that word, forcefully. Hopefully he can use aggressive as well. Like we're going to be very aggressive. We're going to be hurting, something like that. It's probably not going to be using that, but if he would use words like that, the market would just absolutely die. Right, so fairly good 1 minute candle close right there, but obviously it's not telling us much because it's not moving lower. Now it's moving lower. I can't believe I'm here just watching the 1 minute shot just tick by tick. All right, so we have the alert going off right there. Do we? Is it? Yes. All right, so it should be going off right here because on PrimeXBT, price is dumping. It is dumping on this exchange right here. I don't even know what I'm on FTX. Right, so price is now dumping. We're moving stops to lower. So we're moving it right here. That's going to be our stop loss right here. So we're now tightening the stop loss even further, and it looks like we're going to hit TP fairly shortly. I like this structure right here, and I'm going to move stops to entry right here because price should not come up and test our entry. And if it does, I would like to exit. Let's see if we can hit that TP here. We're going to hit that TP. We're going to hit that TP. Probably not. That's also a good level to take profit. Our take profit might be a little bit too low. There we go. That's the trade right there. I just hit that monthly open and we closed that trade. How much money have we made today? We did. We made. All right, that's crazy. Nice. So we made about 1.5K tonight. 1.5K. I think that's very, very good. I don't know about you guys, but I think that's very, very good. Now it's moving even lower now. Man, I do really enjoy these FOMC scalping sessions. I should really do these more often. I really do like them. So it's crazy. Nice. This is, I do like the idea of I do like the idea of scalping because you're able to make a lot of money in a fairly short amount of time. I do like that, but it's also extremely stressful and it's just so easy to just miss out on a lot of money. I mean, it's so easy to just lose a lot of money while doing stupid mistakes. All right, guys, that's I'm just gonna take a step back. I've done two very successful scalps today, and I'm definitely going to take a step back and reassess the situation here and take new trades based on whatever's happening here tomorrow. I would like to thank you all for joining, and maybe you've learned a thing or two from this live stream today. If you're going to try this out during the next FOMC, you could do it on a live account. I would not recommend doing it live right away if you're not very comfortable with the exchange you're using and putting in stop loss and all that sort of stuff, because price can just pick a direction and just explode. And if you don't have a stop loss in, it's very easy to just liquidate your whole account, So yeah, let's do this together next time, and we'll see what we can get. Let's look at the S&P 500. Holy shit! Yeah, let's go back to Bitcoin. Yeah, we're it's yeah, it is what it is, but this is usually what happens, the market kind of overreacts to the initial idea of not hiking rates more aggressively than planned, but then the press conference comes out and like, hold on guys, we're still going to be pushing for a higher, we're not going to slow down, right? Thanks for joining, everyone. I hope to see you guys in the next one, and have a great Wednesday, everyone. And please remember to keep it easy, use a stop loss, and remember that current market conditions is very hard to trade. Most of the professional traders, or actually everyone that I've talked to that is trading for a living, is having trouble trading this market and is struggling to find good setups. Remember that. If you're at home, you're watching the screen and you're thinking, why can't I find any decent setups? Well, it's because the market will give you setups when it's time for the market to do so. There's no time to rush. Trading is a long-term game. It's a marathon, not a sprint. And if you're just starting out, it's going to take probably years before you master this craft. All right, guys, take care and see you guys in the next one.